Okay, thank you for joining us today on the James Taylor Show with me, Rob Schneider. Couple stories to talk about today. I'm just going to get fucking straight into it because time is at the essence. I have maybe an hour max before I have to leave this building. So, well, I'm at home, so I don't know why I said this building. Before I have to go out, all right? But quick hour. Let's go through some stories, right? So, something that's been on my mind for a while, right, has been the whole young Philly incident. I don't really know what's going on with it. Obviously, all the news, well, the mainstream media, that is, they've all been, releasing stories about he's been arrested for rape charges and charged, extradited in Australia. So let me read this Sky News column. I might go to a BBC one in a minute just to get a little comparison between the two. So, what does it say? British YouTuber and rapper Young Philly charged with rape in Australia. Right now, I didn't know he was a rapper. I don't really watch his YouTube, but fair play to him. I know he's successful, so I'll give him that. He's good. Business wise, he's good. I don't know if he's a good rapper. Fuck knows. We'll see. It is alleged the internet star, presenter, and rapper who was touring Australia sexually assaulted a woman in her 20s in his hotel room in Perth after a show. This was published on Thursday, the 10th of October. The 29-year-old, whose real name is Andres Felipe Valencia Bruentos, was arrested and taken into custody in Brisbane on Tuesday and extradited to Perth on Wednesday. It is alleged that the rapper and BBC presenter sexually assaulted a woman in her 20s in his Perth hotel room after he performed at a venue in Hillary's, a northern coastal suburb of the capital of Western Australia, on the 28th of September. Okay, so, I'm recording this on the 21st of October, so this was almost a month ago. Well, this was 3 weeks ago, actually, bang on. Philly appeared before Perth Magistrates Court on Thursday, charged with 4 counts of sexual penetration without consent, 3 counts of sexual assault, and bodily harm, 1 count of impeding a person's normal breathing or circulation by applying pressure on or to their neck, so choking. The case was adjourned and he got granted conditional bail, which included a ban on contacting the alleged victim or posting on social media about the case to his millions of followers, ABC reported. Philly, who is touring Australia, appeared in court casually dressed in a grey jumper and spoke only to confirm his name, according to the Australian broadcaster. Fans of the star were reportedly in court for the hearing. So, what does it say? Philly. Oh, okay. So he has 2 shows on the BBC. He has Hot Property and Young Philly's Celeb Lock-In. He also appeared on Channel 4's The Great British Bake Off. Says Celebrity. He collaborates with Chunks, Beta Squad. Okay, so he's got 3.2 million followers on Instagram, 3.2 on TikTok, 1.8 million subscribers on YouTube. I didn't know those exact numbers, but I knew he was fucking big because I've known of him for, ages. I've known of Philly, with Chunks and Philly. So what would I say about this story, right? One, I'm just looking again. Okay, so after a show, he's touring, takes a woman back to his hotel room, apparently penetration without consent, and a choking. What I will say, before I read the BBC article, is that, listen, he gets girls. So it seems a little odd from the outset. It seems a little odd that he would be a rapist, simply because, one, he's a star of many shows. He's touring as a rapper now. He's not. I wouldn't say he's like a good-looking guy, but he isn't ugly at all. He has, got money. He's rich, clout. I don't know. I don't think. Like, just looking in without seeing any facts, this doesn't seem right. This doesn't seem right at all. And they're talking about he came into court in a tracksuit. Like, who cares? Who cares what he was wearing? And they're silencing him now, so he's not allowed to post on social media. What says the Australian government? I didn't even realize that Australia could do that to a British citizen. Just seems weird. That being said, Chunks has also disabled comments on his Instagram page. I don't know about all the other guys he hangs with. Again, I don't know these groups. I don't know, like, I think it said Beta Squad. I don't know what that is. I've heard of it. It's like a gaming channel or something, but I don't watch, I'm straight. I don't watch that sort of stuff. So now we know that he worked or hosted certain shows at the BBC. So let's read the BBC article and see what the difference is, right? So here it says, YouTuber young Philly charged with raping women in Australia, or raping woman, not plural. Been charged. Oh, okay. So they acknowledged that he worked for the BBC. They acknowledged that. The full charges include 4 counts of sexual penetration without consent, 3 counts of assault, occasioning bodily harm, and 1 count of impeding a person. Okay, so the choking. Alleged he brought a woman in her 20s back to his hotel room after he had performed in a nightclub, Bar 1, in Perth. So, again, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know enough about him. Like, if it was some other, so let's say it was Russell Brand, I know enough about Russell Brand to be like, no, this is bullshit. I don't know enough about Philly, but it just doesn't seem right. Why would he do this? I don't think he did. And like, you'd really have to prove, like, you'd have to have fucking compelling evidence for me to even consider the possibility that maybe he fucking got a bit rapey. Maybe he had, I don't know, maybe he got fucking a bit, naughty, like he had aggressive sex, I don't know. But, who's the woman? I don't know. Probably, if there's some sort of payment involved at the end of this, well, then it was all bullshit. But the reason I brought the topic up is because I've noticed that no one's speaking about this. Do you know what I mean? No one, like, obviously Chunks has disabled his comments for some reason, but I don't know why you, like, well, I get maybe you would disable the comments, but if my friend, I think they're best friends or near enough, if my best mate had been accused of this and I know that he didn't do it, I'm fucking coming straight out with a video. I'm backing that. Especially when I have a voice. Like, okay, if you're not on the internet, then I don't expect you to go on the internet and start defending your friend. But if you're someone like Chunks who has a big platform, I feel like you would just naturally defend your best friend and not like shut down all of the fucking allegations straight away and say this is bullshit and this is wrong, unless maybe lawyers advised them not to and they're getting to the bottom of it. But I personally think that, I mean, maybe not on Instagram, but you've got X, right? Twitter, you've got that. Use it. Make the most of the free speech and say what you want to say. I don't think he could get arrested, and I don't see how that legally could hurt Philly's case, right? I mean, everyone has the right to talk about their innocence. So we'll see. But again, who's the fuck? Let's see who the Beta Squad. I don't even know who the Beta Squad are, right? Beta Squad. Beta Squad. They have comments on. Let's go through the. Oh fuck! They do have the comments on. All right, Philly cooked. Philly's no longer. Philly's no longer affiliated. Young Diddy. Philly finna diddle. Philly been misbehaving. Your boy's getting packed. Okay, so the comments are not looking good. I guess that's why Chunks shut his comments out. But look, it's weird. I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't. But I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like, Philly. If he's not, like, why would you distance yourself from them? And when I say that, I don't mean because he's guilty. I mean because they're fucking scared. And this goes back to the main point of maybe the mission I'm on when it comes to making videos and this and that, which is like the rebellious side to the government and the system, the elites, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it the fucking matrix. Whatever you call it, right? Like when they have you, which they do with most of these fucking YouTubers, they're celebrities. Let's just say celebrities, right? Because Chunks and that aren't just YouTubers anymore. They're celebrities, let's face it. These celebrities, they get their money through, one, advertising, through running ads as content, right? So they can't misbehave, they can't get banned, they don't want to get cancelled, right? They, the big fucking institutions that you'd sort of have them on, the BBC, all of this shit, they sort of pick them up and they support them as celebrities, give them these shows like Philly has. Obviously, the music industry, fucking, especially in England, run by it's all the same thing, right? It's all these fucking elites, and you can't piss them off. You can't go against them, right? So when your friend gets, let's say your Chunks or one of these other guys, when your friend Philly gets locked up on a rape charge, you can't fucking say anything about it. Because if you do, well then they'll probably make it out like you're, discrediting a woman who claims to be a victim and all of this stuff, and they'll cut the money off. The money will stop. Hopefully, for Philly, it doesn't, because if he obviously didn't do it, I don't think he did. I'm under the assumption that he's innocent, right? Which I think is fair, because innocent until proven guilty. I just think that it's crazy. It is crazy. Shut down. Like that. And remember, he's one of them. He is one of them. This ain't Russell Brand or Andrew Tate or fucking Donald Trump here. Yeah, this is Philly. He was, if you'd have said to me, who's one of those fucking, celebs, YouTube, whatever guys that are uncancelable, just simply because they're part of the fucking institution, I would have said Philly. Maybe I was wrong. Or maybe he did do it, but I doubt it. I doubt he did it. It just doesn't seem right to me. Let's move on. So, like usual, I'll be sat there late night, 2 a.m, can't sleep. I'm on fucking X, right? Scrolling. Then again, I see some fucking shit that pisses me off, all the bullshit. And all I see right now is fucking Barack Obama just embarrassing himself, right? So Barack Obama just running Trump to the ground. And just running him. He's lost it. Let's just be real. He's lost it, right? First of all, I don't think that anyone really cares about Barack Obama, and the only reason they ever did wasn't because of any of his achievements or any of his decision making or any success that he had in, his job as president or when he was a senator before. His only, his only memorable thing that he's done is become president with his skin color. Do you know what I mean? Like the fact that he's become president isn't the accomplishment. It's the fact that he has dark skin. So if you say that to me, I would say that that's not really anything to brag about, because, you know, your skin color is your skin color, and unlike a lot of people, I don't see skin color as a good or bad thing. It doesn't mean anything to me. Hey, if you're black, white, pink like my shirt, it doesn't matter. Who cares? It doesn't matter. So, you know, if you want my respect, you know, you're gonna have to do something. Obviously, a lot of people do just, you know, clap like fucking seals in an aquarium at anything they get told to clap at. So when you are a black guy like Obama and you become president, they clap simply because you're black. I'm not like that, but he's just become this fucking, like, it's weird because you could say what you want. He wasn't. I wouldn't say he was a good politician, but he was a great speaker, one of the best I'd ever seen. People listened to him. He commanded authority. But now, no. Now it isn't that at all. So this is a video of him. Should be coming up on your screen any second. This is him lecturing a crowd of people. Well, he's lecturing black guys because he knows he's being recorded, but he's talking to a group of people whilst he's out, you know, campaigning for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. What do you think of this video? I'm going to play it for you. Here you go.
And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. That's not acceptable.
See, what he's doing here is classic left-wing tactics, right? This is basically the only thing they have, which is basically, if you don't vote for them, then, well, you're clearly, there's something wrong with you. You're a bad person. You're either sexist and misogynistic because you don't want a woman president, or as Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. And Barack Obama here, you know, basically saying that if you're a black guy, the only reason that you wouldn't vote for Kamala Harris is because you're a bad person and you don't think a woman could be president. You don't like the idea of that. Oh, no, it has nothing to do with our policies, okay? It has nothing to do with the policies. It's because she's a woman, clearly. As if, you know, maybe there's some fucking black people in America who are not just a fucking puppet for you. They're not you're not entitled to their vote. They actually look at the two candidates and look at their achievements, weigh up the options, evaluate their decision, and you know, vote for Donald Trump. Because they're not stupid. And you don't own them. This is the thing. You know, in history, there's a few things that are sort of significant. And you talk about in, you know, American history, it was the Republican Party who ended slavery. Right? They were the ones who didn't want slavery, right? Then in recent history, as in the last 15 years, the wokeness has been a key part of the left, right? The Democrats. And then what's happened is they keep reminding you of slavery. They keep bringing up the past. On slavery in America. America's bad. Slavery, this and that. They are actually the ones who, in modern time, are the slave owners. Right, now hear me out. Or they try to be. Right? If you're a black guy, they think that they own you. Right? The Democrats in the United States genuinely believe that they own all of the fucking black people and they're just entitled, they just have your vote. Right? And if they don't, well, then there's something wrong with that guy. You know, if you're a black guy and you're not voting for Kamala Harris, well, then Barack Obama stood there Like this. Like a fucking, just a sad man. It's sad. I have a real problem with that. What the like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Just say it. Just say it. I want your vote, and the fact that you're not voting for me means I'm going to try and guilt you into voting. And the thing is, you can see no one really cares. No one's listening to him. No one's listening to him. I think that a lot of this comes down to jealousy and hatred for President Trump. They really dislike him, and I don't think it's to do with policy. I don't think it's because he can win. I mean, you know, obviously, it goes back a long time. Obviously, they all mocked him when he first ran in, 2015 for the 2016 presidency, and then 2016 he became president, and they were like, "Shit, you know, we ran this guy down to the ground, and now he got what we had. That was the only thing we had over him." But I don't think it's just about the power. I think they genuinely just don't like him. And they hate him because he's more relevant than them. Because remember, and this is the thing I think a lot of people that are my age wouldn't understand, is that Trump has been that guy forever. I mean, if you look at the history of Trump, started off in his 20s making money, right? Making money, big money, becomes a big player in New York, big real estate guy, right? Then goes bankrupt, loses loads of money, 900 million in debt, right? Bounces back, becomes a billionaire again. So financially, business world, completed it. Then he goes into the television world, has the show The Apprentice, hit show, massive, inspires a UK version, boom. So conquers business in New York, by the way, conquers business in New York, becomes famous and rich through just being himself, kind of the same way Elon Musk is now, like, or Jeff Bezos. You know, these guys they're not movie stars or anything. They're just famous for being so successful. Trump did that. Then he stepped into the world of television, had the hit show, did that. So he stayed relevant for decades. And then he steps into the political world. So if you're someone like Barack Obama, you're someone like, obviously, Joe Biden, that was all you had over Trump, was that you guys were in politics and he was just a civilian to you. But then he steps in, becomes president. Okay, yeah, Joe Biden beat him the second time. But the fact is that he is significantly more impressive in essentially every single aspect of his life. And I think that's what they don't like. They don't like that. And obviously the fact that he's, he's like fucking, what's he, like 6'3", he's tall, he's smart, he's funny, he commands respect. The average American that isn't living in California or New York respects him. The working man respects him. Certain industries that, you would say that, the Democrats could easily win over, they're going for Trump now. You've got the police force going for Trump. Obviously, the guys at the border now are obviously going to go for Trump. Certain, the working man, the guy who's pushing wheelbarrows, bumping bricks out, he's going for Trump. And it's only the elites that go for the Democrats. In fact, the Democrats have all the billionaires. They have all the billionaires, literally all of them, right? Except for one. Right? Obviously, Elon Musk, and that has sparked a load of these women on this panel, CNN, basically saying that Elon Musk is the richest man in the world trying to buy a country, and it's wrong. So here's this video.
But the guy who's running one of the biggest social media platforms, he fervently believes, it sounds like,
a lot of people believe it,
that there is widespread fraud, which there is not, and he controls the thing. I mean, that's got to give people
let him
pause.
keep running his mouth about Dominion and see if they don't get him too.
But I think the thing is
very litigious.
Is that we can't just have truth be based on civil lawsuits, right? We can't just say, okay, you're lying, and the only way we can stop you from lying is to to hit you with a civil lawsuit. There has to be some way that we don't do this. Right now we're watching the richest man in the world buy a country, right? He's got the America PAC. He's single-handedly filming. He is single-handedly funding a PAC that is keeping Donald Trump afloat. He owns Twitter, which is the echo chamber for all of the right-wing information. He has town halls. He's doing public appearances. He's paying for all the ads. He's paying for Turning Point USA's entire door-knocking situation. That is one man. And we have to say, how come one man can spend all this money on an election? And it's because we had a Supreme Court decision called Citizens United. That is a ridiculous undertaking that we have allowed to happen.
What she's talking about is $106 million spent in pro-Trump PAC.
And there are a lot of
wealthy
Democrats that have written $50 million checks.
I'm not saying that's not true. I think it is clearly notable.
Because he's single-handedly keeping Trump afloat.
Let me pause that. Let me tell you something, right? This is the issue with women, right? Women as a whole. Look at that. So you got that guy in between them two women that were speaking, right? And he makes a very valid point in the middle of their waffling, which is just false, by the way. He makes a valid point that, well, hang on a minute. Okay, Elon Musk, he's giving money to Donald Trump. He's giving money to some, right-wing organizations, and he owns Twitter, which is a business, by the way, which was owned by a heavily left-wing group of people beforehand. These people had no issue with that. But he makes a very good point, saying that billionaires send loads of money to the Democrats. Loads of money. 50 million checks here, 20 million checks there. And this is like multiple billionaires doing the same thing. Trump has Elon, right? And they're hating on him. And by the way, this just shows when you oppose someone's political views, the left have no issue shutting down their human rights. Okay? What these people failed to mention, which would have justified it does completely justify everything Elon's doing. He's a citizen of the United States. He is an American. He can do what he wants. He has no. Why is there an issue with him saying, you know what? I've worked hard. I'm a genius. I've made myself all of this money. Why can't I spend it on saving the world? Which is all he has done. Or advancing civilization in the past. He's been advancing civilization when it comes to Tesla and SpaceX. And then when it comes to buying Twitter, making it X, and supporting Donald Trump, that's him saving the world or saving the West. It's crazy. It's crazy. The fact that X is somehow a ecosystem for right-wing views. Like, no. It's just the only place that someone with right-wing views can express themselves and speak freely without getting their account shut down. It's crazy. And by the way, these guys, this video that I pulled this from is from X. So he's not that bad of a guy. You're on his platform and he's letting you talk shit about him. Honestly, again, you could go to Stephen King. He's a perfect example. Stephen King, great author, really good writer, right? But when you go on his page on X, all he does is talk shit about Elon Musk and Donald Trump and a few other boring shit that no one cares about. Don't shut him down. Have you noticed that all of these people are allowed to speak on X? So how is it an ecosystem for right-wing views? It's just a place to speak without getting shut down. And remember the people who owned Twitter before Elon Musk? They silenced Donald Trump. So it was actually an ecosystem for left-wing views. Now, speaking of Donald Trump, he did something pretty remarkable yesterday or 2 days ago. This was yesterday. So he worked in McDonald's because Kamala Harris said that she used to work at McDonald's. She still stands by that, apparently. Trump says she didn't. Fact checkers saying she did. Some fact checkers saying she didn't. Either way, Donald Trump went and worked at McDonald's for a couple hours, serving people through the drive-through, loading up the fries. It's just a bit of fun. It's a political, it's what you'd call a political stunt, but you can say what you want. He's doing that. Like he is in McDonald's working. Like that's what happened. He went there to work. So I don't really see how you can run him down. I don't see how you can turn that into a bad thing, but of course, the left always will. Tim Walz, Kamala Harris's running mate, potentially the vice president of the United States in the upcoming months, shares a video on X, again, X. This right-wing site, Tim Walz is on there spreading his stuff, and all those stuff from Barack Obama I pulled from X, by the way, so, you can do what you want. Say what you want, but facts are the facts. This is what Tim Walz said. He said, this guy spent decades stiffing workers' pay, cut overtime benefits for millions of people, and opposed any effort to raise the minimum wage. You know who actually worked at McDonald's, joined workers on picket line and fights for working people? Kamala Harris. Now, one, we'll have to see because there's no evidence that says she does work at McDonald's. But two, I don't see what this has to do. Like, what he's saying doesn't actually make sense. Right? So let's break it down. He's stiffing workers' pay. Right? Now, stiffing workers' pay and cutting overtime benefits for millions of people. One, he's trying to get overtime benefits for millions of people right now. Well, fucking all the people in the country. Trump literally said, as announced, I think it was 3 weeks ago, that working overtime you don't get taxed. That's what he's trying to propose. So I don't see like that doesn't make any sense. And two, opposing any efforts to raise the minimum wage really has nothing to do with him working at McDonald's. And by the way, he worked for free. Guaranteed Trump didn't get paid for this, right? Or McDonald's didn't pay him. I don't know. Maybe he posted a video. I don't know. Maybe he earned money somehow. But like, this doesn't make sense. Like, and raising the minimum wage has nothing to do with working at McDonald's. Raising the minimum wage is the reason they don't do that, and Trump was against that, is because, and anyone who understands the economy in any way, shape, or form will tell you that raising the minimum wage, all that does is lose people jobs. Like, it literally loses jobs for people, because if you're a business, now if you're McDonald's, one, you're just going to get rid of a load of people, and then the people that do get minimum wage are going to have to put in a much bigger shift, so they're going to be putting more work in than they ever have done. So really it won't be minimum wage, it will basically be a pay rise for putting more work in, because it doesn't make sense. If you've got 20 people, right, working in a branch, or that's what they try and have around, 20 to 30 people working in a branch of McDonald's, if they have to raise the minimum wage, they're just gonna fire 5 people or 6 people, 3 people, I don't know, whatever it works out to, depending on because they want their profits. They're just gonna fire people, and also it's gonna destroy small business. Because you're a small businessman, you're not McDonald's, you're not Starbucks, you're not fucking KFC, right? If you're a small business, you're one guy who owns a coffee shop, one guy, family business, pizzeria, right? You won't be able to make that much money, because you're gonna have to pay your worker a lot more money, right? And in the long run, it's gonna shut down your business. So that's the reason, Trump hasn't raised the minimum wage. So this is the guy who's might be your vice president. Keep that in mind if you're an American. And then he says, okay, then who has actually worked at McDonald's. And what do you mean actually? Trump's working there right now. So the word actually should really be also. If she did. If you're telling the truth and Kamala Harris did work at McDonald's, then the word actually would be also. Joined workers on picket lines and fights for working people. He says Kamala Harris, if you're fighting for working people, you're going to want to keep them in a job. what they've done in California, raised the minimum wage very, very high, has meant that all these people are losing their jobs. Like, people don't understand the way money works. It's so sad. These are the potential people who will be, you know, running the country, potentially. Now, moving on. This is a video, Elon Musk. This is a video I think I just had to play this, right? Because and I guess my episodes now, I feel like I'm just talking about Trump and Musk, but they're doing shit. Do you know what I mean? They're the type of people, like, when they say things, you have to share it because it's fucking facts, especially when Elon's speaking, right? So Elon Musk was asked about Europe and, you know, their rules on free speech, social media posts, jailing people for posting stuff on social media. This is him talking about why he would not go to the UK right now. And it's pretty telling. Pretty telling. Have a look at this.
You know, people are getting like 2-3 year prison sentences for Facebook posts. Yeah, like I'm like, I don't think I should go to, you know, visit Britain because I'm like, they're gonna like drag out some tweet and say 2 years in prison for this tweet or something bullshit like that, you know. Anyway, I think that's, you know, with Trump elected, we can put a stop to that stuff and say like, ah, no way, no, nope.
Yep, insane. And what he's saying is true, by the way. Now, there's a story of a man that I read, I think it was in 2020. It might have been 2021, but I'm not 100% sure. There's a guy in Aldershot, Hampshire, UK, right? So probably about 40 miles from London. And he was actually arrested for sharing a Facebook post of a swastika made out of rainbow flags. Okay, so really it wasn't even a swastika. It was literally rainbow flags, the pride flags, shaped like a swastika. If anyone doesn't understand what swastika is the Nazi symbol. Okay? Locked up, arrested. Tragic. And again, right now what they're doing is they are literally, because I know people, like when I say I know this for a fact, believe me, I do. I know these people, right, who are inside of prisons, who have witnessed pedophiles getting released to free up space for far-right prisoners. And these far-right prisoners, right now, look, I've seen videos. Some of them were fucking rioting. Some of them were setting fires in the streets or whatever. That's a separate issue. We're talking about guys who are considered far-right because they shared fucking memes on Facebook, okay, because they were at peaceful protests. Very good friend of mine in prison right now on a 2-year charge for a non-violent crime at a protest. Ridiculous. The prisons are filled up of it, okay? And one of these guys, right? Let me just get up who he is because I want to be respectful, right? One of these guys, here he is. 61-year-old man, right, called Peter Lynch, was arrested and he was incarcerated in HMP Moreland for, you know, being a far-right thug, in their words, when in reality he was actually arrested for the words he was saying, like for being a verbal far-right thug. And he unfortunately committed suicide in prison because, you know, he couldn't handle the prison. I mean, he's a 61-year-old man arrested on BS charges, killed himself. This is what's happening. I promise you, this is all fucking real. And Elon Musk is right. Going to the UK, if like I'm in the UK right now, right, and I'm pushing my luck, right. In fact, I guarantee you that this video, the only reason that I am not going to probably be fucking locked up for speaking the way I'm speaking now is because I'm not getting views. Okay, I'm getting like fucking 10 people watching, maybe 20 people. I don't know how many views I'm getting, right? But it's not a lot. Less than fucking 50 per video on average. But if I was getting thousands of views, in millions, if I was pushing 1 million views, guarantee you they'd fucking pull this exact video and lock me up. Now, if that happens, I'm not going to kill myself, but I'll probably get fucking stabbed in prison because they'll write a headline about me being fucking Islamophobic or some shit. Probably get fucking stabbed by some Muzzy gang. This is what they do. Lock up people who disagree with them. Now, they're doing it in the UK, in the US, sorry. But at least, like Elon said, they do have the First Amendment. So, you can't, you probably won't actually go to prison. But in the UK, you fucking will. I'm worried. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little worried. Right? Sometimes I'll sit there and I'll be thinking, well, I'm trying to get this show off the ground. I'm saying a few things. I'm doing this. I'm trying to get my name out there. But the things I'm saying probably going to get me locked up if Labour are in charge. By the time that happens, hopefully I get big. But listen, like I said before, I don't even really care. If I don't get big, I do care. Let me take that back. I do care, but I'm not doing this for money. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing this just to get rich or whatever. I'm just doing it because I feel like, I don't know, it's fun. It's fun. So, if it doesn't blow up, at least I've tried. So one more thing I want to quickly mention, right? And that is my Telegram group. Right? I have a Telegram channel called The Syndicate, and I just want to read through a few little things that get posted in this channel. So only a select few people can actually type in this channel. But, if you join the channel and you message me privately asking for access to speak, and I feel like you can, contribute nicely to the channel, then, you can obviously be granted access to the typing keyboard in here. But really, I started this channel, right? So here's basically a summary of the channel. When you go on the channel, the link is in my Instagram page. My Instagram page is james.tayoro. Tayoro is spelt Tayoro. But the syndicate group, right now we've only got 19 people in there. But what I've written as the channel info, right, is that you are all like-minded individuals with a common goal. Upgrading your life on every level. Receive daily messages from me in this channel. And, when I started the channel, I wasn't really sure what it was. I guess I saw it as a broadcast. But, I just want to show you what's in there because I feel like some people need to see this. Again, this isn't me selling you. I'm not selling you stuff in this channel. Right, I'm simply sending a few messages to you, and you see it and you make what you will of the message. You can interpret it how you want to interpret it. Okay, but I think when I made the channel, what I had in mind was some guy who doesn't have a voice in his circle, so whether that be his family or his friends, telling him to, keep pushing, telling him to do a workout today, telling him what they're doing so that he can say, well, fuck, if he's doing, 500 push-ups, then I'll do 500 push-ups. Or he's working at 2 a.m, I'll work at 2 a.m. That sort of thing, right? So here's a few messages of what the channel's about, right? So this was me, this is a month ago. 10 p.m. bored, so I'm going to smash a few hundred push-ups and a few hundred sit-ups. Who's with me? That was seen by 37 people. So there's 19 in the chat. Some people fucking looking at the channel and not joining. Shame on you. What else? We're in a generation of men raised by women. I'm wondering if another woman is really what we need. That's a quote from a movie, but I thought that was cool. Here, this is what I'm talking about, right? So this was on the Friday the 13th of September. I put, today is Friday. You've been trying to surpass your competition, and tonight's a great opportunity for you to gain some ground on them. Your night shouldn't be about fun or partying. It needs to be about self-improvement. Find something difficult to do that your opponents will not be doing until tomorrow. Get it done tonight, and then tomorrow you can keep the momentum going with even more hard work and perseverance. With hard work and small daily wins compounding, you will soon be at the top of the scoreboard. That's G-Maths. You got this. So, you know, when I typed this message, I think I remember what I was doing. I think I was in my car. I was eating food in my car, and I had this sort of, it was just like this feeling inside of me of like, okay, I had a pretty long week, but I felt good. Does that make sense? Like I felt good. I hadn't been sleeping very much. I've been doing a few things at night time that I needed to get done, you know, on my laptop or whatever. And I just felt it's Friday, and you know, I'm seeing people. I'm seeing messages, stories, this and that. People getting ready to go out. I'm thinking, you know what? No. Let me keep working tonight. And by the way, when I say working, that could be on anything that just improves you, right? So it doesn't. It could be your business. It could be fitness. It could be education. It could be, I don't know, whatever. Working on your fucking raising your children. Do you know what I'm saying? Something that's work that's going to improve your life, right? And then, so that was at one in the afternoon, and then at 2 in the morning later on. So technically Saturday at 2 in the morning, but it was, you know, I hadn't gone to sleep yet. So later that night, I put a message again saying 5 p.m. 10 rounds of sparring, 11 p.m. 2 hours weightlifting. Friday night, building myself into a superhero. Let's go. Burn after reading. All right. So you can see at 1 in the morning, I told you what to do. Or I didn't tell you what to do. I told you what maybe you could be doing. Right. Which is, you know, working hard that Friday night, spending your Friday night working while everyone else is partying. And then at 2 in the morning, I updated you and told you what I did. Do you understand? I told you what I did. This is the beauty of this group. Because I know that I could have done with this when I was 16, when I was 17. You know, I could have done with seeing someone, you know, pushing me and me, you know, showing back. Like, I just could have done with that. You know? But then again, I'm also putting messages like this. Using roids under the age of 35 is faggy. It's the mindset that makes it faggy. It's a cutting corner mindset. I don't like it. That's what I put. 29 people saw that. Again, that's, you know, that's, hang on a sec. That's what I think. Again, you could be on roids and see this message. Maybe you don't like it, but keep it in the back of your mind. It probably will help you. And then what happened? What did I type after this? I put all the big media / entertainment spaces are filled with paedophiles and sex offenders. BBC, Nickelodeon, Hollywood, the entire music industry, the left wing, brackets, Labour Party UK, Democrats US, run every single one of these spaces. Guarantee that all the paedophiles are also climate activists, BLM, pro-trans, pro-abortion, free Palestine, left-wingers that support billions of Great British pounds sent to the Ukraine. Again, this is just, you know, this is just me saying things. So sometimes it's me, you know, ranting a little bit, But maybe I say that and maybe it gets you thinking. Maybe you deep dive yourself. Maybe you hadn't considered the fact that some of these organizations, BBC, Nickelodeon, and Hollywood, etc., maybe you didn't consider the fact that they might be fucking pedophiles, or they might have pedophiles and bad people embedded into those big organizations. We're doing on time. Right, we've got a few minutes left. Let me keep reading. Okay, so this was September 19th. Again, this is something I put, again, I'm just putting these in for you to see and think, and maybe you can apply these to your own life, right? So I've never seen my dad cry ever, or my granddad. And surprise, surprise, I respect them both. Crying is for pussy boys. If you're a man, please, please don't let these women tell you it's okay to be crying and shit. You can shed a tear to Toy Story 3 or some video of a soldier reuniting with his family. But sobbing or weeping is gay. Again, I'm saying, true. True. After that, I put LOL, the elites are laughing at the sheep. Americans and British people arguing over Israel and Palestine. Notice that you're allowed to speak about it. Some people who are anti-Israel pretend they're being cancelled for speaking out about it, yet they're still all over everyone's feeds and they're not in prison for sex crimes. That means the government want you to talk about it, distracting you from one of the most important elections in modern history. I would probably say the important now, most important. They have the influencers and podcasters exactly where they want them. Open your eyes. Now, notice what I'm doing in this exact telegram, right? This exact post, this broadcast. I'm talking about myself here. This isn't me talking shit about everyone else. This is me looking at myself. Because what I did was I evaluated my own self. Right? I looked at myself with introspection, and this led me to the conclusion that they had me and all these other podcasters and influencers or whatever talking about, Israel, Palestine, with no punishment for doing so. That's why I said, and I said it's kind of a joke, but there's some truth behind it. A lot of people are acting like they're being cancelled for talking about Israel, but they're not in prison for sex crimes. They're not. So so think about this, right? You talk bad about the left-wing government and you got enough influence, you're locked up for fucking sex crimes. You can talk all the shit you want to talk about Israel or even just Jews in general. You ain't getting locked up. Remember that. What else? Okay. How are we doing for time? All right, a few more minutes. Guaranteed that some guy out there hates me for some reason and would love to punch the fuck out of me. I'm training daily in case he decides to try. Do you understand? Again, I'm saying this for a reason, right? I'm training every day. What for? I don't know. In case someone tries it one day. So I'm ready. Staying ready is key. Is key. If you're a man, I think if you're a man, you should be a real man, not trans man, a real man. You should be staying sharp. You should be staying ready. You should be training every single day and especially if you're doing what I'm doing, right? I'm fucking putting myself out there now, talking all this shit, right? Someone probably fucking hates me right now, or maybe because I fucking got with his girlfriend or so. I don't know. Someone probably hates me and probably would love to beat the fuck out of me. I'm training in case he tries. And then directly after that, I put behind her cold gaze is a sweet woman with a warm heart. Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. And my point about that is that a lot of these women have this, what you might describe as a resting bitch face. But the truth is, a lot of them are just good people with warm hearts. And so that's the first part of what I meant by that. And the second part I meant is that a lot of these women come across as cold-hearted. They have this cold gaze or whatever. But, if you're the right type of guy, I'm not saying that I am, but I've definitely experienced it where you get these women who everyone would probably call a bitch, cold-hearted, got the resting bitch face and everything. And around me, maybe, I don't know what I'm doing necessarily that makes them act like that, but around me they don't. You know, around me they're fucking nice. I've not really had a woman who has been a fucking bitch around me. They're all nice and pretty warm, and you know, cook you fucking dinner and shit, and clean up. You know, let me ask you this: have you ever had a fucking girl just cook for you because she wants to, or are they asking you to take them out? Because let me tell you something, no girls are asking me, I mean, okay, maybe like they say, oh, can we go here? Can we try this food? But they're not saying, oh, well, I'm not cooking for you. Oh, take me out. You got to wine and dine me. No, that doesn't happen to me. Yeah? Like, girl, come over. I mean, I'm married, so, you know, maybe not now. But girl, come over, yeah, and cook. Cook me some food. You know what I'm saying? Breakfast in the morning. Do you get that? Do you get coffee in bed? Probably not, because you're a fucking loser. What else? There are only two genders. Oh, this is one. Your triggers are your responsibility. It isn't the world's obligation to tiptoe around you. Stop being a faggot. True. I'm not responsible for your triggers. Okay? If you get triggered by something, don't come fucking crying to me or tell me to change the way I speak. Alright? So stop being a fucking pussy. Man up. What else? 1 a.m., just completed a workout. Couldn't sleep knowing I hadn't trained yet. True. This is a good one. Should I break it down? Fuck it, I'll break it down for you, right? So I put this September 28th. I put, he's lonely. She doesn't see him. He is invisible to her and to the world. Something inside him is brewing, building up to something. He can't take it anymore. Like a raging bull, he's going to explode. So stay clear. Travis Bickle is here. Every other man is Travis these days. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's cold. You might be thinking, well, what does that mean? What are you saying? Right? Are you just talking shit? What's going on here? Well, the truth is, what I'm saying is that he is almost every other man. And he is lonely. She doesn't see him. The girl he wants doesn't see him, doesn't even acknowledge his existence. He's invisible to her and also to the rest of the world, which a lot of men are. I'm sure a lot of you guys reading this can relate. And it's building up. Something inside of him is building up, right? Slowly building up, building up, building up, building up, building up, and boom. Like a raging bull, he's going to explode. Now, Raging Bull is a movie, for those who don't know, starring Robert De Niro and directed by Martin Scorsese. Taxi Driver, which is, if you see underneath where I put Travis Bickle is here, right? Travis Bickle is a character from the movie Taxi Driver. Travis Bickle is played by Robert De Niro and directed by Martin Scorsese. And where I say every other man is Travis these days, that is a direct quote from Martin Scorsese. So what I've done in that Telegram message, right, in 1, 2, 3, 4, in 5 lines, 5 short sentences, I've made 2 movie references between an acting and director's duo, and then underneath I've done a direct quote from said director. Martin Scorsese, movie fans see that and they know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a shame that obviously Robert De Niro is a fucking pussy now, but yeah. What's recent? What's been recent? Okay, here. So this is I think this is important. So this is and I'll show you the video, right? There's a video that I took of me. No, not of me, sorry. There's a video I took on the streets of Italy. This is in Naples, Italy. And it's basically a video of all these Palestine protesters. And I put that in the chat because I was going through my camera roll and I saw this and it made me think, right? So I recorded this video myself in Naples, Italy. The thing that makes me laugh is that this was happening in a city where the streets were covered in disgusting homeless people and pissy mattresses and sleeping bags, taking up all the spaces in children's parks, all African immigrants, by the way, yet they won't get together to protest against their safety and cleanliness of their own streets. Retards, blinded to the mess of their own nation, too concerned for others. That's why it's failing. Remember that your household comes first, then your street, then your town, then your country. Once that's in check, you can worry about other nations. Burn after reading. The whole point around that, this has nothing to do with the Palestine protests, but the point was, and I just used Italy as an example, is that a lot of these countries are focused around the wrong fucking things. A lot of these, they're focused around helping others, helping other communities, when they neglect their own. They're neglecting their own communities. And that's why it's failing. Okay? Like I said, your household comes first. Okay? Whoever you are, doesn't matter who you are. Man, woman, whatever. Your household comes first. Right? You want to keep your household clean, tidy, up to date, safe. Safe is key concern, a key point, right? Then your street, because that's where your house is. Right? You step out your house, it needs to be safe there. Then your town, then your country. And once that's in check, then you can worry about the other shit. That's the point. And that's the whole point when it comes to sending money to Ukraine. That's the whole point when it comes to giving I don't know, money or arms to Israel or aid to Palestine. It doesn't matter. Or getting involved in that war anyway. Okay? People are not fucking paying attention to the right things, and that's that your house, your family, your kids, your fellow citizens. Same with the immigration. What's next? Okay, fuck it. I'll give another 5 minutes. Another couple of these because I like explaining it, I like breaking it down and explaining it. Right. So, serious question: how many politicians do you think watch tranny porn? Or any porn for that matter. The foreign secretary makes more than the foreign secretary more than likely beats his meat in the morning and then sends your tax money to Ukraine at noon. Then a quick bash out to some faggy porn before bed. This isn't even a joke. And when I said that, that wasn't a joke. Right? I mean, there's all this fucking gay and tranny porn going about, and porn in general, which is fucking just disgusting, but how much of it is being consumed by the politicians and the people who run this country? More than you probably considered before I made this point. This is one, another one. Oh, this was on the same day. Okay, so I typed that I was trying to find an old video on my camera roll and saw endless photos of me with people who were no longer in my life. Looking at the pic of me and my ex-girlfriends that I never deleted. It doesn't make me emotional that they're not in my life anymore, though. I just smile and think about the good times. The ones that get me emotional are the ones of me with guys I consider to be brothers. The friends who snaked me, lost my trust or held me back. I wish I never had to walk away from them, but they put me in a position where I had to show how cold I could be if necessary. Real G's know that it's harder to find a friend that can be a brother for life than it is to find a girl to be wifey for life. The worst part is it takes pain and heartbreak to truly know this. I wish all my old bros well in life, but respectfully, I can't be part of it. Now, when I wrote that was just me speaking. Basically from the heart. As soppy as that sounds, right? Because I was going through my old photos. I was trying to find a video of me pouring concrete when I was like 16 or something. And then, I was going through it, and all I saw was just videos and pictures of me with people who were no longer in my life. Of course, I've got, all the people that are still in my life, and I cherish those photos. But, you know, it's weird because I hadn't gone that far back in my camera roll for a while. And, you know, it's weird because when you see pictures of you with people who you used to sort of be with, or you know, your old girlfriends, right? I mean, there's a picture, you know, go through my camera, there's a picture of me with some bird that, you know, when I was, I don't know, 18, I was going out with for like 2 years, right? And you'd think that would sort of bring up old memories and sort of get you emotional and make you sad that they're not in your life anymore, but it doesn't. I'll be honest, not for me at least. You know, I see it and I see a picture of us smiling on a fucking beach and I smile. I think, you know, that was fun. That was good times. I remember that day. You know, fast forward a year later, you know, you're with a new girl, long term, that is. You know, you two at dinner, you know, her smiling. It's lovely. It's beautiful. Makes me smile. But it doesn't upset me that they're not in my life. You know, and then you see a picture of you and your mate. It isn't even a fun photo. It's just you two like pose, you know, like that. It could be a joke. It could literally be the shittest video. It could be a picture of them with a weird face. I don't know, drunk. It doesn't matter. That's the type of picture that upsets me because those were guys meant to be my brothers. You know, when I get into a relationship with a woman, I know deep down that, you know, this is different to brotherhood, right? This is like, you know, either we will be together forever and have children or whatever, or we won't. But with your boys, it's not like that. With your boys, it's like, well, we're bros. There's no reason we shouldn't be friends forever. And then you get older, and like I said, it takes pain and heartbreak to know this because you have to compare the two. But listen, losing a boy who snaked you, went behind your back, and these guys haven't even, they didn't even do that much wrong to me. They weren't getting with my girl or anything. You know, talking shit, trying to fuck me up, hating on me, becoming bums, holding me back, those sort of things. And you have to walk away. That's the sad thing. You know, and that's why I said real G's know, because real G's do know that it is hard to find guys who will be your brother for life. You know, guys who will have your back, guys who will fucking, no matter how much pressure they put on them to make a lie about you, for $1 billion would never do it. You know, a guy that would get up at 5 a.m, go into a situation knowing that they might get their fucking head caved in, but they'll risk that to protect you so you don't get beaten alone. You know? The truth is, a lot of women, and I'm not trying to run girls down or anything, but a lot of women are, well, for me at least, right? A lot of women I see and I think, yeah, you know, we could be together. I can see myself with her. You know, we probably have good kids. We get on well. I get on with a lot of people. There's not many girls that I speak to that I don't get along with, right? Because the relationship dynamic is so different to when you're boys. So, you know, it's just something to keep in mind. Last one. This is from Charlie, my friend Charlie. He has access to type messages into this channel. This was a couple days ago. He put, if you are overweight, don't depend on this new shit from the government. They probably won't do it. Join a gym and get cracking. I used to be 20 stone, and I know from experience it will change your life. Yep, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So, what Charlie's saying is that you don't need this drugs from the government to lose weight. You know, he's saying, and he's using himself as an example. The same way I've used myself as an example in loads of these things I've said in this chat. He's saying that if you're if you're fat, go to the gym and do something about it. Okay, he used to, and I know this guy. He used to be 20 stone. He used to be big, and I'm not going to show you in the video, but he puts a before and after picture of him where he was a fucking big lump, and now he's not got a six pack, but he's getting there. He's slim now. It's just a matter of toning it up and, you know, getting some abs and some defined, you know, chest and back muscles and shoulders, you know, but he just needs to tone up a little bit. And then we had a little back and forth in the chat. Me and him basically had a conversation in the channel for everyone to see, so you know how we're talking to each other. And then I said, and this is what, like, this is the last thing I'll say, but this is a key thing. This was only 2 days ago. I said, if you make sure you do what you need to do, then your leveling up will be inevitable. If you implement speed, then not only will your development be inevitable, but it will also become imminent. If you're doing sit-ups in reps of 50 and you stop at 48, then you restart that set. If you're the only one who can build yourself. Trust me, it's better you accept it now. Face the fact. If you're a sad, pathetic loser, then that's on you. If no girls want to fuck you, then that's on you. If you can't fight, then that's on you. Do you understand yet? Accept the fact that the weight of the world is on your shoulders and just win. Now, the point there is, again, it's on you, right? And that's the whole point of this channel. These type of messages, I'm convinced, right, that someone saw that message and went to the fucking gym. Or did some push-ups, did some sit-ups, went for a run. I'm convinced. And someone out there is in this chat who told themselves every morning, I'm going to wake up at 5 and I'm going to do a workout. I'm going to wake up at 5 and I'm going to go to work early. I'm going to wake up at 5 and I'm going to reply to all my emails so I get a head start on the day. Right? Guarantee you someone actually did it because of that chat. So, and if you're not in the chat, just join it. Just join it, and maybe just one day a week, you will get inspired to put in more work than you were going to anyway. And that will improve your development. It will speed it up. If you continue to do what you need to do, your pathway to the top and you securing the status as the man you want to be, it will be inevitable. And if you imply speed, it will be imminent. Okay? Now listen. I actually do have to go now because I'm late, but fuck it. I like talking. I like talking to a camera. I'm a saddo. What do you want me to say? Right? Listen, thanks for watching the show. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow my Instagram page, which is james.tayoro. Tayoro is spelled Tayoro. If you go onto my page, then you'll see I have a link to the Telegram group, The Syndicate, which I've just spoken to you about. And if you go on Instagram and type in Tayoro.clips, you will see a clips channel of, just me, little clips of these, this video. You might not watch every episode fully, so I've broken down a few clips for you guys to see, and yeah, I think you're going to like it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Hopefully I'll see you inside the Syndicate channel, and yeah, if you're in there and you want to start messaging in there and spread your wisdom too, then yeah. Message me and we'll see what we can do. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Cheers.